Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from simpleprogrammer.com. So I want to do a video on something, a topic that I think is important in relations to investing and opportunity cost, because a lot of people make mistakes jumping on things here. So I'm not going to use names or talk about specifics here, but someone contacted me recently, and they basically sent an email talking about a cryptocurrency that I should jump on because they think it's going to go up. Okay, and they sent me an email, and what ended up happening was this: I didn't really respond to it. I didn't have time. I'm busy. I'm doing some stuff. And the next day, they're like, "I hope you bought it because it went up," and it did. It went up quite a bit. It went up, I think, something like 200 or 300% overnight. And they were right. They totally called it. And then I got a message again, like, "Hey, I hope you got it now because it just went up again." Long story short, what ended up happening with this situation is I didn't end up buying this cryptocurrency. It went up. It went down a little bit afterwards. Actually, I don't know where it's at right now. By the time you're watching this, it could be wiped out completely. And that's what I want to talk about here is jumping and making decisions based on greed, on the potential of a short-term gain. And again, I'm not trying to knock anyone, especially the guy who sent me this. I like him a lot. He's an awesome guy. But I just want to talk about why I didn't jump on this, just for everyone's benefit, because I think this is important, and why I don't feel any regret, maybe just a tiny bit, but really no major regret on missing out on this opportunity. So first of all, let's talk about what could have happened, right? And in a couple different scenarios here. So let's suppose that I did jump on this thing, okay? Let's suppose I said, all right, yeah, I better get in on this thing. And let's say that I put some amount of money down on bought this cryptocurrency, okay? Based on this whim, on this hint, okay? How much do I put down? This is the first question, right? So it's either going to be, there's basically three choices, right? Tiny bit, a medium amount, or a whole shit ton of money, right? Now, if I put down a tiny bit, does it even fucking matter? If I put down, let's say that I put $100, right? I mean, different people are going to have different thresholds, but $100 isn't a lot of money to me, okay? Say I put $100 down, even $1,000, that's still not a lot of money to me, okay? Let's say I put that amount of money down, and let's say that it tripled. So now my $100 became $300. All right, great, big fucking deal, right? I don't care, right? Let's say that my $1,000 became $3,000. Really, it's nice to have a couple $1,000s extra, but big fucking deal. Do I really care about that? Is that life-changing? Does it matter, right? Did I probably spend more time researching it and actually figuring out how to buy this thing than the money that I made? Now, let's suppose that in that scenario, okay, of putting a little bit of money down, let's suppose that it went down to zero, which is likely to happen, and I lost that money. Now I'm really going to feel like an idiot and a schmuck, right? I lost $100. That hurts, okay? Even if you don't care for $100, just losing $100. I've lost a $100 bill out of my pocket before. That sucks, okay? It doesn't matter how much money you have. It sucks to lose some money, right? Especially for nothing, like on a stupid thing, right? So if I lost $1,000, that sucks more. Then I really feel like an idiot, okay? So those are those scenarios. If it stays the same, right? We could look at that scenario. It doesn't really matter either way. But now I'm wasting my time watching this stupid thing. Okay, next, let's say I invest a medium amount. Okay, so again, you could just really magnify that there and say, okay, let's say medium amount for me was maybe like $10,000 or $20,000. Even if I triple that up, even if I double that up, which is not a reasonable expectation, by the way, right? A reasonable expectation is maybe to gain a 20% gain or so, but let's say that it did 100% or 200%, right? You can't really bet on that, but let's say it did. That's still not a lot. It's still not life-changing money. Yes, now at this point, you're pretty excited about this, but it's not life-changing money. But I guarantee you, if it drops down to zero and you put 10 or 20K into it, you're really gonna feel like shit. So probably I'm not doing that. Probably, maybe, like if I really want to gamble, I'm putting 10K into it, but really that's a scary proposition for most people, I think, right? So then we could look at the other scenario, which is I put a shit ton of money. That's the only way that it's really gonna benefit me, but I'd have to have some really solid knowledge, right? So I invest in real estate. You can check out my videos on real estate investment, okay? And I put a shit ton of money in real estate, right? I've put $1 million of my own cash, certainly over the years, into real estate. Why? Because it's solid, because I'm willing to make a big bet on that because there's very, very little risk, and I know that there's going to be a long-term, very close, as close to guaranteed as possible gain on that, and I have control over that, right? So I'm not ever going to invest in a cryptocurrency with a what I would ever consider in my life a large amount of money. I'm never going to invest in any kind of speculative type of investment with a large amount of money, right? The only way so I'm not going to see huge gains, right? Even if I did, even if I put $100,000 into this and it tripled, yeah, 200,000 is nice. That you might say is life-changing, but it's not really. It doesn't change the future, your future. And then what happens after that? You hold on to that, you sell at that point, right? Now you've got to make some really, really tough, big decisions. And probably while you're doing this, even if you've invested a medium or a large amount, a lot of the other shit that you're supposed to be doing in your life is probably on hold, especially if you've got $100,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 on the line. So does that make sense now? Can you see kind of the scenario, the picture here? There's no situation in where I jump on this where I end up being like life-changing benefit, right? None that I see, right? Because I'm definitely not putting a huge amount, and the medium amount would be a ballsy move, but it's still not life-changing, and the small amount doesn't even fucking matter. So, but there's a lot of scenarios where I get hurt bad, okay? Both in the small and the medium amount, that sucks. Especially the small amount, even if I win, I've wasted more money, okay? Or wasted more time than it's worth. So when you look at that, again, I did this video on doing things that have unbounded upsides, okay? And this is the opposite of that. The upside is very, very small, right? Because in order to make a lot of money, you're going to have to risk a lot of money. That's not going to happen. So that upside, that unbounded upside, is very, very, very small. But the downside is it's not unbounded, but there's a much larger downside, right? Even if you just count the time that I might waste, or the effort, or the energy, or what if I get sucked into this thing and suddenly I'm monitoring the stock chart, or whatever the chart is for the technical chart for this currency that I don't really care about, right? That's not really even going to make me a lot of money, right? I could be investing that time in furthering my education. I could be investing that time in creating YouTube videos, in creating blog posts, and creating courses, and making more money, and just working to make more money, right? Or I could be investing that time in any number of things, or a real solid investment that's a long-term investment, right? Not this speculative move. And so that's sort of the basic reason, mindset of why I wouldn't jump on something like this, and why you guys, if you think that you've got a good hint for me, I'm probably not going to act on it. No, it doesn't. It's not an insult to you, because it doesn't mean that I don't value your opinion. It's just that that's my logic, that's my reasoning behind that. The other thing I would say too is, like, if you look at the charts of cryptocurrency, if you look at stocks, every day there's some stock, there's some investment that doubled or tripled or went up 500%, right? There's always something that you missed out on. And so you can't be too concerned about the stuff that you miss out, because there's always stuff you miss out on, right? I mean, I guarantee you every single day of the week, there's some investment that you could have made that could have made you a millionaire from $100,000. It could have 10x your investment. There's always that, right? But you can't know what that is, right? So, and you can't be chasing that all the time. You got to go for the solid stuff. It's the long-term investing, the real investing, not the speculation, because there's always a speculative move. Heck, you can go and bet at the casino on the roulette wheel and put on the max that you can, and there's a chance that you can make a lot of money, right? Especially if you hit it a few times in a row, right? There's always a bet out there. So you can't be thinking that way. You can't think about missing out on things. The other thing too is that every time that you've got a small opportunity, and again, I define this as a small opportunity because of what I said at the beginning, right? If I'm only going to bet small or medium, and my outcomes are never going to be life-changing, this is really a small opportunity. If every time that these small opportunities come along, you drop everything that you're doing, which is what would be required to act on something like this that quickly, you're going to be dropping what you're doing all the time and running around chasing. This is the whole following. Picking up nickels in front of a steamroller, right? That's what this is, right? It doesn't seem like it maybe at first, but that's what it is. It's a waste of time. Like, don't even do that. Like, you focus on what you're supposed to do, and in the long run, by focusing and not being distracted by all this shit and not being distracted by a quick score, it's going to be more beneficial to you, right? This is the reason why when if I ever get a check for less than $20, I don't even cash the fucker. I just throw it away, because what am I really going to waste my time, right, and energy being distracted by that, right? I don't even care, right? I don't even, not that I don't value money or that I'm trying to be, whatever. It's just that I'm focused on what I'm doing, and I let, if it costs me money, again, like, let's say that we're back in the DVD Blockbuster days, right? If I'm working on some project and I'm trying to make some money, I'm working on something, I don't want to be interrupted, and I've got a movie that's due and it's going to give me like late dues, fuck it, I'm not driving out of my way to Blockbuster to go return the thing, right? I'll just pay for it. I'll just pay for the whole thing, right? This is the kind of mindset that I have and that you should have when you're focused and working on something and you don't want to let distractions get you. Again, not saying to be stupid and not to be frugal at all with money. I'm just saying that realize that time and focus is way more valuable than money in many situations, because that will lead to larger amounts of money. And if you get distracted by all this little shit, yeah, did I miss out on here? But what did I really miss out on? The max I would have possibly invested with this tip, I think, in my opinion, would have been maybe like $2,000. And so I would have made maybe like $4,000. Big fucking whoop. I can make $4,000 by spending 4 hours of my time, okay? Figuring out what to do. Not everyone could do that. But again, then if you can't make that amount of money, you would have invested less than $2,000. You would have invested $200. So we're always going to invest based on our threshold anyway in some kind of speculation, and it's never going to be worth the outcome. It's only the bad thing we'll feel, the good thing we won't benefit from so much. And that becomes... That difference becomes greater the more money you have. So the more money that you make, the utility value of the money decreases, but the loss still stings. The rate at which the loss stings less decreases much slower than the rate at which the utility value of the money decreases, right? So if you think about that, think about that for a little bit. That's why I avoid any kind of this shit. I don't want to chase something that, if I have a solid investment that's going to make me a lot of money in the long term, I'm focusing on that thing, but this little thing here, little scores here and there, little, whatever, a lot of little side hustles. I used to get involved in a lot of little side hustles all the time. Waste of time, waste of focus. You're not going to make a lot of money. You could lose a lot of money, and it's gonna drain your focus and your time and attention, right? So that's why avoid this shit. And I just thought it'd be interesting just to analyze this, because again, no offense to gentlemen who brought me this idea. I think I'm happy that you made some money off of this, but that's my logic behind it. I thought I'd share that. All right, if you like this video, if you haven't subscribed already, click that subscribe button and make sure you click that bell if you want to make sure you don't miss any videos, because sometimes YouTube hides some of my videos. I can't believe that shit. All right, I'll talk to you next time. Take care.